Attorney Reagan Howard.
Yes, ma'am.
And Ms. Howard, you're in cause number 22-39924 on probation for deadly conduct, discharging a firearm, given a 6-year deferred probation, June 10th of 2024. Motion to revoke was filed. Entered pleas of true to counts, looks like 1 through 9, and then 11, 12, and 13. I've received an updated pre-sentence report. Has everyone had an opportunity to review that report?
Defense has, right?
Any additions or corrections?
I just argument, no. Not from the state.
Hold on a second. So all of those were, there's no new offenses. What was count 10?
Right away, notice the confusion. Even the probation report doesn't come with a clear recommendation. That's unusual because normally probation lays out a path: revoke, extend, or rehab. But here, the judge is left piecing this puzzle together. Question for you. Do you think no recommendation shows leniency? Or does it show the system already gave up on her?
Hold on a second.
Failed to provide verification of earnings, suspect including your management.
Okay. So it looks like probation's recommendation,
I don't know if they actually made a recommendation, Your Honor.
yeah, they kind of didn't. Mr. Kimler, go ahead.
Your Honor, Ms. Howard has struggled on probation, and I say that really, it is a kind of a polite way of saying she really hasn't done a whole lot while she's been on probation, except test positive for THC and alcohol. In talking with her and trying to understand why she didn't make more of an effort on probation, I think that she, again, and I'm perhaps sound like a broken record in these cases, but I do think she suffers from some underlying mental health issues that have to do with depression. The court would note in the report that she did have a stillbirth, and I think that that's affected her. Of course, that's not an excuse, but, and then, of course, she refused the help with ISF and substance abuse. And again, I'm not an expert, but I think that part of her problems with the THC and alcohol stem from.
The defense is walking a fine line here, admitting to her drug use but painting it as depression-driven self-medication. That's a bold move. It humanizes her but doesn't erase the fact. She violated probation terms multiple times. What do you think? Does depression justify breaking probation, or is this just another excuse?
Self-medication, and I do think she would benefit from ISF, substance abuse, and she, I believe, wants to do that now. But really, she needs treatment for depression and get her serotonin levels back. I mean, again, I'm not an expert, but to get her serotonin levels balanced out, and perhaps she would perform better. I think she's had an opportunity since she's been in jail, I believe about around 120 days, to reflect and introspect and gain some insight into her position here. And she's told me during our discussions that she does want to keep a felony off of her record. She does have plans for the future that a felony would compromise. And she really wants to do the probation and is willing to do the ISF. Now I know I've looked at these incident reports from the jail, and it seems that this is kind of a recurrence with people that are detained pending resolutions of these NPRPs for these reports to be generated. And I'm not questioning the veracity of the reports. I'll just note that it appears to me from looking at the reports that they all derive from her interactions with one corrections officer.
Not all, but most.
Most of it, but then again, I'll leave it to Ms. Howard to kind of explain that to you, maybe what's going on there at the jail with these reports. She has a support system available. These women in the back are all here at this well. So she has that going for her too. I think that she can do the probation, Your Honor. It's a question of whether she's sufficiently motivated. And again,
Well, why
Seems
didn't you
me
go to
that she does.
ISF? Why did you?
I'll let her.
Here's the kicker. She was offered ISF, which is a treatment-based alternative to prison, and she flat out refused. Think about that. She had the lighter option and still walked away. That's like being offered probation instead of jail time and saying, "Nah, I'll risk it." It makes the judge's patience run dangerously thin.
You were given an
Obviously, let her
opportunity,
talk.
yeah, so you were given an opportunity to go to ISF and you said, "No, I don't want to do that," right?
I was kind of scared and didn't know like what the courts was gonna tell me, and
Well, I mean, ISF would be better than prison.
yes, ma'am, I know that, but I was just scared I wanted to just buy me some time and actually do my probation, because I know I admit to all my wrongdoings. I wasn't ready to go to prison or ISF.
But you know it's going to be one or the other.
Yes, ma'am.
You're not going to not do all this and me go, okay, well, let's go right back out on probation.
Yes.
You know it doesn't work like that.
Yes, ma'am.
Just tell me what's going on with you and Miss Bobo.
I'm not gonna say she picks, but it's a lot of picking going on with that officer.
Do you think if you, from day one, were just following the rules,
Yes, ma'am.
that you probably wouldn't have that issue?
Yes, ma'am.
You know what I mean?
Yes, ma'am.
So, from what I can tell, from the time you got in there, you didn't follow the rules right.
Yes, ma'am.
She got frustrated, and then it's all right.
Well, I don't want her to interrupt you.
It's okay. She got frustrated probably pretty quick because her job is just to try to make you guys follow the rules. When you're not, then they're gonna pick because you're still not following the rules.
Yes, ma'am.
You know what I mean? So if you did that from the beginning, she wouldn't have been watching you more closely. She wouldn't have been worried maybe so much. But if you continue to break the rules, it's her job to enforce those rules. That's not picking, right?
The judge calls her out here, and honestly, it's spot on. She blames a corrections officer for picking on her, but the reality, she wasn't following the rules from day one. The takeaway, in jail, consistency is everything. You break small rules, the officers zero in, and suddenly every little misstep becomes a write-up.
Yes, ma'am.
That's enforcing the rules. She's just there to do her job. And I know there's a lot of females in there that don't have a stack of write-ups like this.
Yes, ma'am.
They don't call officers bitches,
Yes, ma'am.
you know? We're looking at 2 weeks ago. Bitch, you've been waiting all day to just write me up. That's after all these pages of the other incident reports. She probably is waiting to write you up because she knows you're not going to follow the rules.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay? Mr. Smith?
Judge, it's seems like deja vu all over again. She has an issue with apparently cocaine, THC, and alcohol. She was offered a chance to take care of that, and she basically said, "No, I'm not going. I don't want to go. I don't need help."
Do you think you
Now, when
need
she
help?
faces-
With my depression, I don't think I have a drug problem.
You don't? So you're on felony probation and you're using drugs, knowing it could send you to prison,
Yes,
and you don't think that's a problem?
it's a problem.
Okay.
Yes.
She was using THC up until the day before she was arrested. I think she's saying that now just so that she doesn't wind up going to prison. I don't think it's going to be effective enough.
Thank you, Mr. Smith. So I don't disagree with Mr. Smith. Ms. Howard, you're on probation for something very serious, but you don't have a lot of criminal history. I mean, you're one of the ones that should be able to complete this.
Yes, ma'am. And
You
I
know.
can.
I don't doubt that. I mean, you've got people here. Not everybody has people sitting here in the courtroom when they come to court.
Yes, ma'am.
Some people really are on their own. But you're not using that help through probation, through your family. And if you don't, you are going to end up in prison.
This moment is pure drama. The judge makes it crystal clear. She's on borrowed time. He finds her guilty, revokes probation on paper, but then pulls back and gives her one last chance. This is rare. Judges don't often extend mercy at this stage, especially after repeated violations. He's basically saying, "I'm saving you from yourself. But blow this. and it's 10 years inside.
Yes, ma'am.
So here's what I'm going to do, and don't want you to misunderstand anything I'm about to say, because this is your chance. And there's going to be a very important caveat to all of this, and that's going to include not getting in trouble. Talking about that in a minute. We're going to find that you entered your pleas of true to count 1 through 9 and 11 through 13 freely and voluntarily. Find those counts true.
Yes, ma'am.
Find sufficient evidence to find you guilty and revoke your probation. I'm not going to do that today. I'm going to continue you on probation. I am going to order that you enter and successfully complete the ISF, the substance abuse track of the ISF program. When you get out of that, the aftercare will be the JCDI program, and you're going to be on zero tolerance. You will be required to wear a drug patch. If that drug patch comes positive, you're right back in here and you're looking to go to prison for up to 10 years. Just that simple. Now here's probably what's going to be the hard part. If you get another write-up, it is going to be a condition of your probation that you not get another write-up.
Yes, ma'am.
So you're going to be in our jail for a couple of weeks before they send you to ISF. You better figure out how to stay off Miss Bobo's list.
Yes, ma'am.
Whatever it takes. You do every single thing you're supposed to. Just be quiet. Just be quiet for 2 weeks. Follow every single rule to a T, because you may not ever get out of our jail. I will check, and if I get a report, you will be back in here before you ever get to ISF. If you get to ISF and there's somebody that you think's picking on you and you get incident reports there, same thing. So it's time to figure out that at least while you're in custody, you got to do what everybody else says. When you're out of custody and you're not on a felony probation, then you get to follow your rules. Until then, you're on all of these rules. And it's not always you eat when they tell you to eat. You go to bed when they tell you to go to bed. You wear your jumpsuit the way they tell you to wear your jumpsuit. You don't talk when they tell you not to talk. You don't sit on a bunk when you're supposed to stand. All those things. It's like being treated like a kid, but that's what happens when you are on a felony probation. Does that make sense?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, so I hope you take advantage of this and make the turnaround that you're talking about. Because again, when you come back, I'm going to see all of this, and I'm probably going to wonder what I was thinking, and Mr. Smith here is going to remind me that he argued against this, and he had every right to today. Does that make sense too?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, I'm going to hand you the trial court certification. This was not an agreement. You can talk to Mr. Kimler about your rights. All right, you can get, oh, yeah, sorry, if you'll put that on top. If you'll sign that real quick,
Yeah,
saying you got a copy
I
of
don't know if
it.
there's any, put this in probation, but maybe a referral to Spindle Top when she gets.
Bill, I would, they can do, if you'll put on there for a mental health evaluation and any recommendations for treatment. Yep. Thank you all for being here. Thank you. Good luck to you.
What do you think? Did the judge show wisdom by giving her another chance? Or should he have sent her straight to prison? Drop your thoughts below. And if you found this breakdown as wild as we did, hit that like button, share with a friend, and don't forget to subscribe for more jaw-dropping courtroom showdowns.